Hello everyone, this is Scott Bradley coming to you from www.scottbradley.name. And in this Evernote Scott video, I'm going to take about 20 to 30 minutes to walk you through the Mohio map tool. Now, if you don't know what Mohio map is, it's a special tool that allows you to literally plug in your Evernote account into the Mohio map tool. And what the Mohio map tool does is it shows you a visual representation of what your Evernote ecosystem actually looks like. And taking it to the next level, it actually allows you to manipulate, open, look at, control, change, move around, and all of that really cool stuff that you would really love to be able to do with your own Evernote account with just the basic app. But now Mohio Map actually shows you a visual representation that you can manipulate. It's so, so awesome. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through, what Mohio Map is and go through each individual feature so that you know how to actually use the tool for yourself, and so you can actually use this same video to teach others at the same time. So, without further ado, I'd like to get started. What you're going to want to do to get started is go to mohio.com, and that's MOH.io. And once you get there, you'll be able to sign up for your Mohio Map account. Now, once you log in and you actually get to the place where you're ready to hook in your Evernote account, you're going to see something that looks similar to this. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click this little Mohio button in the middle there, and you're going to connect your Evernote account credentials, and then click Finish. At that point, what it's going to allow you to do is you'll see here there's Dropbox, Google Drive, Box, and Evernote. Again, for this video, I'm only going to go through Evernote. And then you literally just click this and it opens up your Evernote account in this cool little visual representation of what it is. Now, this is not my own personal Evernote account. This is only the Evernote account that I've been using for all of these videos. So it's a lot of dummy stacks, dummy notebooks, dummy notes, all that good stuff. So I'm just kind of putting that as a little disclaimer here. I'm not going to get access to my passwords now, are you? So anyway, what I want to do now is I created a list of things that I want to go through. As you see, it's pretty long, but the whole intention of this video is to make sure that you know all the little moving parts, how they all work, and I hope that at the end of this video, you're going to see how you could potentially use this tool with your Evernote account to do and achieve anything it is that you want. So, again, I just explained the onboarding process. Again, showed you how the whole layout works. Again, I'm going to dive deeper into this in a little bit. Now, a key thing that I want to just make a distinction of at this point is the difference between personal notebooks. So you'll see here there's like personal notebooks, and then you're going to also see there's joint notebooks. So Mohio Map allows you to see all of your own personal notebooks in your Evernote account, as well as the notebooks that you have shared with other people. And there's that distinction there to open and close each of these each of these big, big or small blocks. Again, I don't have any joint notebooks, so nothing's going to expand. But if I did, the joint notebooks would expand around this center, and the normal notebooks would expand around this personal notebook center. So, want to make that key distinction starting out now. So again, as I stated earlier, you can actually also integrate, if you have these at the same time, your Dropbox, your Google Drive, and your Box. But as stated, we're only going to focus on Evernote today. So we are done with that block, so I'm just going to bold it. Now, going into starting of the basic features here, as you see here, I'm zooming in and zooming out. And what's really great about this is that you're able to click and drag as well as you zoom in and out and zoom in, zoom out, all that stuff. So in order to do that, depending on whether you're on a laptop or you are on a mouse or you're on a trackpad, you're going to want to have the functionality of, like, if you're on a normal clickable mouse that you hold, you're going to want to have the roller ball on the top of it to zoom in and zoom out, or at the end, the roller ball that moves the pages up and down. That's what's going to control your zooming in and zooming out. Again, if you're on a Mac, that's 2-finger drag, 2-finger slide up is zoom in, 2-finger slide back is zoom out. On a PC, I believe that if you're on a PC laptop, again, you'll just use these pluses and minuses down here on the bottom. unless you guys have a functionality with a up and down on your keypad. I'm not sure exactly because I know the windows are all over the place. And as far as an Apple computer, again, same functionality, moving the page up and down. And I think we got all of that covered. So again, zoom is important because it allows you to zoom in, see the name of the notebook or the stack or the tag in this case, and it just makes it really super simple. And now as far as moving it around, you see here that I'm moving it around. All that you need to do, it's literally click and drag, let go. Click, drag, let go. I know these are basic features, but I'm covering them out of the gate because I know that everybody that watches my videos, they're at a very either beginner level or they're at an advanced level. So I want to just make sure I cover all people on the spectrum of where they're at with their Evernote account, and even more so, their Mohio map account. So, got all the navigating of the map done. Now, here's the visual representation of what Mohio Map is. As you guys already know, in Evernote, we have notebooks, we have notes, we have tags, and we have stacks. So I want to take a brief moment to show you the distinction between each one of those things in the Mohio map, and then start diving deeper into each one of those as we go further into this video. So, as I stated before, this is where your personal notebooks all arrange. So if you remember, in our Evernote account on the left-hand panel, it's the list of all the notebooks that we ever have. And whether the notebook is its own entity or it's in a stack, these are only going to show the ones that are front, like I like to say, the ones that do not have a stack will be directly connected to this big central location of your personal notebooks. But if they are connected to a stack, in the instance, if you've watched my sales prospecting video, you remember the video talking about the funnel and the different phases of the notebooks that you drag people through based on your interaction with them. And all of those notebooks were connected to a stack. So if you see here, the icon is a little thing that looks like, I would say like a stapler on its side is what I'd like to say, even though, it is what it is. So, or maybe it's a little trunk with a little top on top of it. That is what a stack looks like. And then this is what a notebook looks like. It's a darker green, looking like it's a book in and of itself. And then the notes are lighter green, looking like a typical piece of paper that you see on a printer or whatever that says, oh, this side up, this side down. And then on top of the notes, as we all know, there are tags. So the tag, again, it has this little tag-like thing at the end of the day. And it allows you, we're going to go deeper into what the tags are and how it can be manipulated. But I wanted to just make sure you guys understood what things looked like. So, going deeper into a notebook, what is a notebook? How are they displayed? How do we add new notebooks to personal notebooks? So, again, scrolling out a little bit here just for the sake of illustration purposes. Here's what the notebook looks like. And as far as, let's see here, how are they displayed and adding new notebooks to personal notebooks? Okay, so that's what it looks like, which you guys already saw. And I want to show you in Mohio Map what's so cool. Rather than having to stay in your Evernote account and actually create from your Evernote account, you can actually create your stuff in Mohio Map, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So in order to create a notebook, all you're going to want to do is hover over the big personal notebook, let's just say it's the node, the personal notebook node, and you're going to see two options here. There's a default or there's an edit. So you're going to want to click edit, and you're going to just click add notebook, and it's going to pop up, and we're just going to go visual. I know in the past videos you guys didn't like the fact I wasn't specific, so I'm going to just be specific here. Let's make this notebook yummy food recipes. Save. Boom. Now as you see here, it was created and it was immediately connected to the personal notebooks, and it's moving around and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to show you a little cool trick here. You can actually pin it, so even if this moved, things stay in their place. So that's really cool. So that's how to create a notebook from your personal notebooks. Now again, taking it to the next level, how do we create a notebook in a stack? There's no oh, you can actually do it. So you have the stack here. You literally do add notebook, and you do it the same exact way. And the notebook will be added straight to the stack, and you'll be good to go. So stacks, how are they displayed and adding a new note to a stack? or adding a new notebook to a stack. Well, I actually just covered that. So here's the stack. I need to add a notebook into the stack. Boom, do it, done. Again, I'm just going to show it here in this little test stack thing that I got here. So add the notebook, test stack notebook, save, boom. And it automatically adds into the stack. Again, very, very cool functionality. You're probably already going, oh my God, this is going to make my life so easy, being the fact that I'm a visual learner. So this is cool. So next, notes. How are they displayed? Adding a new note within a notebook. So as we all know, our notes are light colored green. And let's say that we wanted to add a note within this appointment schedule notebook again, or let's just do this test notebook for the sake of simplicity here. If I wanted to add a note in this one notebook, what you're going to want to do is go over to Navigate, Edit, and you're going to see Create a New Note in Test Notebook 1. So again, just for functionality purposes, not specific, Test Note in Test Notebook 1. Save. Boom. There it goes. So there's our note within the notebook, within the test stack. And I'm just going to pin this here. Pin it. Done. Great. So there's that functionality that we're all clear on. Now, tags. How are they displayed? Adding a new tag to a note. Let's go jump there. So again, as we all know, tags are displayed in this fashion up here. Now, let's say I wanted to add a tag to this one test note in Test Notebook 1. You'll see here when you hover, and again, I'm going to dive deeper into this in a second, you'll see Web Tag Unpin. So you're just going to click Tag, and we're just going to go Test Tag for Test Note in Test Notebook 1. Done. And you click it, and you can actually add more than one tag to each note within each notebook within each stack. So we save that. Boom. It's going to show up. Done. And we're going to pin it. Boom. So again, that's the functionality. Again, pure functionality. How to create a notebook, how to create a note within a notebook, how to create a tag, and how to manipulate and move it all around. So that's all the visual stuff there. Now, here's where the interesting stuff starts coming into play, and I think the possibilities that you're going to see with this are going to be even more endless than what you're already seeing right now. So, hovering with tags. I want to just show you some of the functionality, diving deeper into hovering with tags. So, when you hover over a tag, you're going to see, the default tab and or the Navigate tab. So, with the open, let's just click open here. If there were other notes or notebooks, well, let's see in this case. If there were other, notes tied to this one tag, it would show those connections. So as you see here, this is all tied together. I'm going to close it, and then it stops. So it shows what notebook, when you open it, what notebook the tags are tied to, as well as the notes within each notebook that the tag is tied to. So you can see here, there's a very big web that starts to be building as you build out your Evernote account piece by piece. Now, another thing here, let's just close it here. Navigate. When you press the Navigate button, it basically pulls all of the notes and or notebooks that the tag is tied into. So if you ever needed to dive deeper into one specific tag in your Evernote system, that allows you to do it. Now, if you wanted to go back to the main view that you were at, all you got to do is press the back button, and it automatically goes back. Very little cool functionality. Again, I'm just thinking just from a pure practicality of using this feature, if you were running your sales funnel and you wanted to only see certain people at certain places in your funnel process to follow up with in a special way, that's some way that I would use that feature, which is killer. So Navigate, again, there's open and Navigate. That's tags in the simplistic form of what this is. Now, I know you see this little pencil here, and we're going to get to that in a second, but I'm just making sure that you get all the functionality of each individual moving part and how it all works. So, when hovering, the pinning feature, what it is, how it works, navigating. Tags are done. By the way, tell me if you guys like the fact that I have this checklist here as I'm going through this in the comments. I'd love to get your feedback about that. All right, next thing, notes. So notes are a little different here. So we're going to just go to the default. With the notes here, we're actually able to see our note that we created in the Evernote web-based version. So as you see here, when you hover over web, it's open this note in a web editor. You know, if we want to have a note that we want to tag, we can tag it. So it's all there, and again, it just pops up. Add the tag, and it also remembers all of your past tags. So not only are you able to create new tags on the fly, but you're also able to see the past tags that you've had in your system, which is very cool. And let's jump to navigate here. Again, open this in the web editor. Open this in the Evernote application. So if you wanted to open up the note in your Evernote app, as you see here on my desktop, I have the Evernote app, which is typically where I spend the most of my time. You can actually open it up there, which is very cool. Now navigate, let's click that here. Again, the navigate shows the isolated view of that one note and any other connections, tags, notebooks, stacks, whatever that's tied to it. But I don't want to see that, so I'm going to press the back button. Okay, and open. If we're going to open it up, again, it will open any other tags or anything or notebooks or stacks tied to it. And as you'll see here, the yellow and the orange and the red, it shows the direct connection straight to the personal notebooks. So you're able to see at any given time when something's expanded, the hierarchical structure from where it originated and how deep down the layer it goes, which is very cool. So we're going to close that. Now finally, the edit. At any given time, you can edit a note just like you can edit the note in Evernote. You can copy the note, delete the note, or tag the note. Again, there is a little bit of redundancy in some places, but I'm sure with the developers who created this application, it's done for good reason. So that is notes. Again, going deep dive here, helping you out understanding all those moving parts, because the biggest thing over the years in doing all this stuff and using this stuff is when you know every little moving part, how it works and how it connects to everything else, that's when the magic happens, because you're able to say, okay, I want to solve my problem with this tool, but in order to do that, you got to know who the moving parts, how they work, how they connect, because that's where the solutions come up, which is very cool. So diving deep into notebooks now. Okay, we're going to hover over notebooks and we're going to start here. Close it. Closing the notebook closes all the nodes tied to it. Nodes, tags, etc. We want to open it back up. We open it back up and it shows all the notes with the tags tied to it. Navigate. Again, it drops it in. As you see here, it shows all, it makes the notebook the center of the entire universe of that notebook. So again, if you like diving deep into your notebooks and manipulating them, moving them around, changing notes, adding tags, whatever, that's what that navigate does. It's very cool. Okay, so we're going to go back. Boom, unpin. Again, you saw how that function works. You pin it, and then it goes back, and then you pop it back, and you go pin. So as you move it around, everything stays put, which is very cool. Navigate again, close. Again, a little bit of redundancy. I don't mind. I know it's probably for good reason. And then finally, edit now. So again, we see another different little thing here. Set stack and add a note. So we can actually, again, add a note in this notebook like we've always done. But then there's this little set stack feature, and I'm going to briefly explain that right now before we jump into diving deep into stacks. So in the case of, you know that stacks are a group of notebooks. And again, stacks are only one layer. So you have maybe your stack name could be food types or food recipes. And then the notes within that stack could be, or the notebooks within that stack could be American recipes, Japanese recipes, Chinese recipes, whatever. And so I'm going to show you how to build that here in Mohio Map step by step. So again, we're just going to add, the very first step is to first add the first notebook that you know that you want in that stack. So we're going to go Japanese, and I hope that's spelled right. Again, this is real time. Japanese food, save. All right, so there's that one notebook right there that was created. Oh, and I'm going to want to pin it, so default pin. Now, knowing that I created this notebook, I want to have another note that I want to have it in a notebook titled Food Recipes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here to Edit, Set Stack. I'm going to go Food Recipes, Save. And as you see here, the little stack was created. Now, if I wanted to create my American food, I'm going to probably pin this here. If I wanted to create American food in food recipes, and I knew that I was going to have multiple recipes for American food, multiple recipes for Japanese food, you come here, edit, add the notebook, boom, American food, done. And now it's added. So again, you can actually create and manipulate in Mohio Map without having to go into Evernote. And what's so cool is because you can actually navigate to notes and edit notes as you navigate to them. Case and point here, let's just go, here. Let's open this up in the web right now. Oh, it asks for the email sign in. So you can sign in, get instant access to it, and manipulate it in your Evernote account. So what I would recommend as you're doing this and as you're putting it and piecing it together and pinning it and moving it around and putting it in a visual representation of what you want, the very first thing I would recommend you do is log into your Evernote account first and then log into your Mohio Map account. So in the case where you actually open in the web editor, the note pops up immediately and you can edit it as you need. Very little cool functionality. So again, that little stack trick, very cool how they've integrated that into the entire map, which is great. And so this allows you to create on the fly without having to deal with the create. Like sometimes people tell me, Scott, the structure of Evernote doesn't make sense to me, and I'm more of a visual person. So that's what makes Mohio Map so cool for that visual learner. Now, I am a visual learner, so I can totally relate to what you're saying when you guys have shared that with me. So hovering over, boom, pinning feature, cool feature, what it is, how it works, boom. All right, done. Moving through this list. Again, if you haven't already done so, please put in the comments below if you like the fact that I'm going through the list like this, and it's there for you. Now, here we go, stacks, detail stack stuff. So again, I have this little test stack thing that I did before I shot this video, so I'm going to just use that. So again, here, stack, default, edit, add notebook. You know that. It's really simple. It's simple, simple, simple. Now, I wish, and I know I've had some emails that you guys have sent me to evernotescott@gmail.com that you've wanted to go stacks on top of stacks, and I hear you. I would love that feature too. It would make my life that much easier, that much more organized, but unfortunately, they have not integrated that, and this is not Mohio Map's fault, it's Evernote's fault. So, but again, we don't know if Evernote is actually going to ever do stacks within stacks. So we're just going to have to work with what we've got. But at the end of the day, what you want to know is you can create stacks, and they're basically shown as direct to personal notebooks. So in a sense, it's personal notebooks is like the mothership at the top. Then the stacks are like level 1, notebooks are level 2. But in the case where a notebook does not have a stack tied to it, it's only directly connected to the mothership of personal notebooks. So I hope that made sense. If it didn't, just rewind, re-listen to it, and I think it will make sense to you then. So pinning and unpinning stacks, adding a notebook to a stack. Boom. All right, now we're getting to the cool little, I don't know what we want to call it, cool little bugger. We'll call it that for this video. Of this little action dragger thingy that you're seeing here in multiple different places. And I'm sure you may think you know what it is, but I'm going to bring clarity for you, and I'm kind of excited about doing it. So, going to show first what the action dragger is in relation to tags. So, over here we have a tag. Again, we already went through all the navigation of what this was, but there's this little action dragger. Now, this basically, when you hover over the node of a tag and you click this, you can literally click and drag this little thing. And at this point, you're going to see certain things show up around the little notes. Again, I'm going to let go, check it right here. Boom. Oh, what are those little things? Now, there's blue dotted circles and there's red dotted circles. You've probably already figured out now that you cannot release something in a red circle. You could only release it in a blue circle. So in the context of tags with what I like to call the little action dragger jobby, it allows you to dynamically and visually tie tags to notes within notebooks. Very little cool functionality, and let's just see here. Nope. So with tags, you can only attach tags to notes within specific notebooks. And the beauty of this is that, when you're doing research or when you're doing certain things, you can have multiple different tags with multiple different pieces of information, and you can build this web of information that's visual that you can access anywhere you have an internet connection and a computer. Very little cool functionality with this little action dragger. So again, I'm just going to show you here. Say I wanted this tag to be tied to both people. I go, I let go, and there it is connected. Now, if I wanted to unconnect it here, let's see here. Default, boom, boom, edit. Let's see. Okay, so at here, click release here to add this tag. Let's see here. Release here to add this tag, and then release here to boom. So I think after you make the tags, wait, nope. So after you make the tag, you're not going to be able to remove it in here. So you'd have to go into Evernote, or wait, actually, let's see here. Again, this is on the fly, just doing this. No, probably not, unfortunately. All right, so with that said, we're going to move on to the next thing. What's this? All right, so anyway, going to move on to the next thing. Again, once you add a tag, you're not going to be able to untag it. The best way to do that, if you did make a mistake, navigate to the actual web-based note and delete the tag in the web-based interface, and it should work no problem. And then what I would do is come here and do a refresh of it so it doesn't cause any issues. So we've got action dragger for tags. Now action dragger for notes. Here we are. So release here to add this tag, or release here to add, boom. No, wait, click off, here, done. All right, boom. So drag to see available actions. Boom. So you can actually add notes in one notebook. So again, this Sally note, if I wanted to add it to test notebook, you literally click, drag, drop, and it disconnects from appointments scheduled and is added to this this notebook. So again, I'm going to move the Sally tag back to this notebook, and then it redoes it. So very cool in that space. And that's pretty much it, because notes are only able to be connected to notebooks. So that's pretty much with the little action dragger what's possible. Now, I know we're almost done here, so stick with me. Action dragger with notebooks. Again, probably you've already figured out by now, we want to put, okay, notebooks go either in stacks or they go connected to the mothership, which I like to call, the mothership is personal notebooks. So again, click, drag, I can pop it into this stack, I can pop it into this stack, I can pop it, it's already in this stack, all that whiz-bang awesome stuff. So just in the case of this yummy food recipes, I'm going to put it in this stack, click, drag, drop, done. So very simple, very easy, all good. Now, the final thing with the action dragger with stacks. So move notebook, drag to see available options. Well, at this point, there are no available options for a stack because there's no way to tie stacks to anything else. Again, so there's really no functionality with the action dragger for stacks. It's always things connecting to a stack or a stack connecting to the personal notebook mothership by default. So very cool. Now we're getting into the cool things. And I think I've already shown them to you. Funny me. So the ability to create a stack on the fly, hover over the notebook, edit, set stack. I've shown you how to do that. Again, that was with the Japanese food and the American food. For a quick reminder, you're going to create a notebook in the personal notebook mothership. From that point, you're going to then, I'll just do it for you one more time. Boom, save. Boom shows up, and from boom, you click. I'm going to pin it. Done. Go, edit, set stack. This is boom ski. I'm feeling kind of funny today. And there you go. Stack tied to the boom notebook. Done. Simple. Now, When something is pinned and you collapse all the personal notebooks, only that stuff remains. Again, I showed that to you earlier, but I wanted to make sure I pointed that out, that I showed you that. Now, yellow, if you look at these nodes here again, the yellow node, just a reminder, means it's open and it's activated, and you get to see the flow from top to bottom, what is and what isn't connected to it. Now, when you hover over something, you'll also see how it dynamically changes with oranges and reds. So, it all is dependent on where your mouse is, what the connection is, and it's just an easy way for you to know what are you selecting and what it's tied to. That's very cool. And then finally, an interesting little thing that I just saw here today that I wanted to share with you is that there's something called the Evernote Tags. So with this, basically what Evernote does is it takes all your tags and it puts them into one specific node off of the main Mohio map center. And at that point, you just press open, and they all should show up. Boom. Here are all of the tags with Evernote that I have created. And, again, you can take this tag and drag it to, multiple different notebooks in this actual Mohio map such situation. Very, very cool. So I'm guessing, this is only a guess, that there are tag-based features in Box, Google Drive, and Dropbox. And when you open up the big tags thing, there's the Evernote tags, there's the Box tags, there's the Google Drive tags, and there's the Dropbox tags. And with that being said, it allows you to tie things, multiple things together within each modality of Evernote, Google Drive, Box, and Dropbox. So there's that. Now, the final little features that I wanted to point out to you that I think that you'll find valuable is on the right-hand side here, you're going to see these three little levers is what I like to call them, and these two little buttons. So one of the things is, depending on how your mind works and depending on how you want to look at your Evernote account as you're using it, you can look at a tag-centric view, which basically makes tags the official guys. Whereas like before, the mothership was notebooks. When you turn this on, tags become the motherships, and then it works backwards. But to turn it off, you go boom, pop it out, it comes back. Here is hiding automatic tags. So I believe, if I think through this correctly, that tags sometimes are automatically connected to certain notes that it strategically knows that it needs to be tagged to. So basically, I don't really pay attention to this feature when I use this. So again, you can play around with it for yourself, depending on what you find to be functionally fun, worth it, all that good stuff. So another thing I'd like to show you is that this actually shows potential suggested links. So as you build out your Evernote account, or when you upload your Evernote account in this, based on the modalities and how things are connected and tied together, it really starts working like its own brain for yourself. And as you move it up and up and up, you're able to see more relevant connections that would make the most sense to a varying degree of what needs to be done. So I thought that was kind of cool. Next thing here, again, this is a varying degree of, showing only 2 tags used by 2 items. 3 tag, so showing only tags used by 3 items. So this again is a consolidation tool depending on how you use your tags and how you visually want to look at all of the stuff that you have, which is cool. And then finally here, this shows a timeline. So if you see here up on the top, displaying newer items versus hiding older items. So this is almost like a timeline of your Mohio map. So if you find sometimes that your Evernote account is getting really, really big, and there are things that you've done in the past that you don't necessarily want to look at, and you only want to look at the most recent or the most present, this little tool is what's going to help you do that efficiently and effectively. So last little thing, I believe here, we've got 3 sliders on the right, tag centric view, export map. Okay, great. So over here, you're going to see this little green show analytics thing. Now, I am not a premium member, but if you did want to open up the premium stuff, you can actually do that here. And I'm sure it shows you way more data and more insights and more things that you can use that will actually help you. I just haven't done it because I'm just doing a free walkthrough of this because I think it will add value to you as you start using it. And then if you want to go and, check out the premium features, you can do that. Now, the last thing here is when you come up here and you click your email address here that your Mohio Map account is tied to, this also allows you to share this notebook or this actual visual representation of this map. So if you wanted to create a separate Evernote account to show something visually, you can, and you can actually share this Mohio map with anybody via Twitter, Facebook, Gmail, Google+, all that whiz-bang awesome stuff. So I really hope, let me just make sure here, button at the top, tag centric, boom, boom, boom. Awesome. All right, guys. So that is a full walkthrough of Mohio Map. And if you've really enjoyed this video and you're looking for potentially more videos on how to use Evernote better, how to be more efficient and productive, I highly recommend that what you do is just go to scottbradley.name/Evernote tips. And by signing up for this one email, what you're going to do is every time that I publish a new video on this YouTube channel, you're going to get an email from me. And the reason I do this is because you and I both know that we can't always rely on YouTube to send the videos to you as they are uploaded. I know I've subscribed to multiple different YouTube channels and I still don't get their videos. So I've created this specifically for you so you don't miss out on any content I create for you that's going to add value to your life. Again, that URL is scottbradley.name/Evernote tips. Other than that, I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. I really hope that it's added value to you. And even more importantly, I hope that throughout this entire video, you've gotten some key takeaways that you can take and run with as you use this amazing tool that we call Mohio Map. All right, guys, I'll catch you later. Have a good one. Bye for now.